What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and I watched which one of the two shall we do? Yeah, let's just start with AI, Artificial Intelligence. Sorry. From what is it? 2001. This is with KTO from The Sixth Sense, which, obviously I've seen The Sixth Sense, way before the channel started. So, yeah, let's just start with the movie. We see waves crash, and I mean waves, as in waves from a sea. We see waves crash, and then we hear a guy talk. We see a kind of a human-ish silhouette behind glass, but it's maybe raining, because we see all droplets, falling down on the glass, or running down the glass, the camera zooms, backs up, and we see a guy standing here, well, more like here, in the left front of the screen. He talks, and we now have a kind of a side shot, he's standing down there, and we're more up here, looking down at him, and we see that he's maybe in a classroom. I don't know. It's there are a lot of people, and there's a crowd that is in front of, there's an audience. I mean, and he's walking down that aisle, and the camera, while he's walking, the camera moves so that we still see him, and then, when he stops at the end of the aisle, the camera continues that we're in front of him. He then walks up to a table, puts off his glasses, and he has a kind of a maybe needle or whatever, and he sticks it into the hand of a lady, and she makes a screech. Ah! But we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's coming next, watch the movie yourself. Apparently, she's a robot. She's a mecha, as they call it. He opened up her face also, by pressing or something in her mouth or something in her chin, and that went through her mouth then. I don't know. And her face, the front, the front part, it's split in half. Which was pretty cool, and we saw the mechanical, face behind it, from the fan butt. This movie was more about a couple, that kind of lost their son. What's his name? Martin. He was in a coma, and they got a mecha boy named David, and then Martin, became conscious again, and we followed David a bit more through the rest of the movie, and David and Martin kind of had to eat a contest, for blah, blah, spinach, and David never eats, because that's something that he can't do. He can't digest the food, so his face starts all droopy, which, no, not droopy, but it was kind of melting off, which, no, not melting like acid, but more, drooping, which was a pretty cool effect, you can obviously see, even though this movie is from 2001, the CGI that they use in this movie, it's really, really good, in comparison with CGI that we have in mid 2010s or the 20, around the 2010s, because as I did also in an earlier review, that's because I've seen, not because I've seen a video, but I've seen a video where a guy kind of explains it, and he said that it was because the more CGI you use, the shittier it will look, because you need more and more and more money, for the shit or whatever he said. It's but it's basically, the more CGI you use, the more shit it's gonna look. So use more practical effects, then a bit of CGI, and it will look good. Because there's all the people just expect to have a lot of CGI, like the whole Avatar movie, which we're also gonna bring to the channel, hopefully, if we have enough days, even enough time with this channel, then we'll bring the whole Avatar to the channel. I've seen the first movie from James Cameron. I haven't seen the other two, so who knows? Not all droopy, they're pretty cool. I've written something down, but I can't remember the scene. Oh yeah, I remember. David had there was Martin's friend show. They were at a pool, and David was there too, and they were curious. Does David feel pain? So they had a kind of a cake plate, those cake knives, that you just put a slice of cake on, and then put it on your plate. That kind of thing, but it was a bit more pointy, and they took David's arm, and before they could even touch David, David went behind Martin for, don't protect me, something like protecting, protect me, and he held David, and they were walking back, and then they walked into the pool. But if David is in the pool, it doesn't matter. But obviously Martin is human and he can't breathe on the water, so yeah. But the mother, for, oh, Henry, Henry! She yells for her husband, but she doesn't jump in the pool herself. I would think, you're the mother of the child, you jump in after it too. Not only calling your husband, yes, calling your husband too, and then jump in the pool, but you just stand there at the side of the pool looking. Jump in after him. Try to save him yourself too. Because if the husband was a bit later, if the husband was a bit too late, your child would have died. Because he already, had already water in his lungs, and they already had to give, I think, CPR to the kid. So yeah, you could have prevented that by giving them some extra time by saving saving extra time by jumping in the pool yourself. I would have thought. That's just maybe me. Um, Eventually, she abandons David in a kind of force instead of bringing him back because she doesn't want him to be destroyed because he's imprinted on her, and they now can't send him to another family. Great. So now you abandon the kid, and uh, he he saw a truck coming up, and that dumps all destroyed body parts of other mechas, and we saw all other broken mechas coming out, and all looking for body parts stuffed through, and if chin under chin within your eye bloop, other kind of shit to make themselves live longer, try to survive, obviously. Which was that was kind of cool scene, to see themselves, change some body parts. Uh, yeah, that I don't know. It probably was mostly CGI, so looked pretty good. Looked very good actually. Um, would you take a human child like David? Hmm. I probably would not. No. I I'm not really a fan of the AI and all technology shit. Everything digital. I don't like it. Because if you have your driving license and your credit card and your debit card and all that shit, all digital, all on your phone. Well, very nice, but if your phone runs out of battery, you're fucked. You know, okay, let's say, it's later on the day, your phone's empty, you're in your car and you're being pulled over. Oh yeah, can I see your license or registration? Oh yeah, your license is now on your phone. Your phone is dead. You're fucked. Don't have a license. What then? Because the physical license don't exist then anymore, probably. So what then? You're just fucked. That's why I don't like that kind of shit. Or every car has to be electric. Okay, very nice now, but if you're stranded somewhere, you're fucked. You can't do for I have a jerry can and go to the gas station. And a colleague of mine said but you now have one of those loose batteries that you can. I don't know if those exist. That you just can get there and charge it, but still, it as to charge, it takes time before your car can drive again. And with gas, you pour it in, it's in there, and boop, you can go further. It just not even 5 minutes, and you can drive further. And with the electric cars, you have to wait for an hour before there's some part of the battery full that you can go to a loading station. So a charging station, I mean. Yeah, I don't like that kind of shit, just no. I'm almost 28, but I don't like that kind of modern shit. No, I don't like it. Same as, I just like to cook with gas. Just gas. I don't mean liquid gas. No, I just like to cook with gas, I don't like the induction shit, no, No, just let me cook with fire, not with a hot plate. Yeah. But would you take a robot child? Yeah. Me. Mm-mm. Yeah, I also know that there are now those new those helping robots or whatever from Tesla, I think. So yeah, because I've seen Kim Kardashian with some, because it was all over whatever. I watch Brett Cooper, so obviously she covered it. So there you go. But anyway, we're not gonna make it political on this channel. Except if it's a political movie, those movies exist, and then that's a different story, because that's fictional, sometimes based on true events, but still that's a fictional thing, and that's not happening right now, and we're gonna not discuss that kind of shit, I don't need that kind of shit here. Anyway. Eventually, remember that pile that I was talking about, that pile with the debris of robots, and the other robots changing the things, yeah, they got caught. Those robots got caught. By Flash Corp. Oh no, Flash. Yeah, well, Flash Corp, and they're now being destroyed at Flash Fair, which is a kind of a carnival-ish. Those kind of stunts and shit. Eventually, later in the movie, the kid David, he was frozen because he was looking for the blue fairy of a Pinocchio. So he was frozen in somewhere for 2,000 years. Yeah, he is not gonna find his mommy again. Yeah. And now there are aliens. We not only have, mecha, robot, whatevers. No, we have aliens now too. And very interesting designs, a bit more Slenderman-esque designs, but without the tentacles. Overall, it's a decent movie, it's not. No, it's a decent movie. Yeah. Yeah. Voice acting is good, the CGI from this movie, it's very good. The designs of the aliens, the designs of the inners of the robots, that were destroyed and all, or that were trying to repair themselves. That's very nice. Really like it, and I think I will give this movie a 3.75. Yeah, 3.75 sounds nice. Leave likes, recommend a good robot related movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel on the Kids where I do food streams every week from time to time. Also on my third channel on Underdog Reacts where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And see you guys later for Dodgeball, an underdog story. And no, it's not about me, the underdog lord. I was 6 when that movie came out, so yeah, it's probably not about me, and also, you just get 2 movies today, I know I said Expendables 2 would come today, but let's just do that tomorrow and finish it up the rest of the week, yeah, because it's already 12:30 and I don't want to end too late because I still have to go to the store, and that also cost me an hour, so and I have to go back to work tomorrow, so excuses, but hey, it's my channel and I release the reviews on the channel, so but yeah, check out my other 2 channels, and see you guys next time. Tomorrow you get If I don't see you guys later, you get for tomorrow Big Ass Spider. That's the name of the movie, Big Ass Spider. And hopefully also Expendables 2.